This is a video of the Eason family and my trip with them in December 21 up to the Dove Springs area. Met them at their campsite and had a couple rides here. You can see the map up north of Los Angeles and Lancaster and through the Spangler Hills rock formation area and then up into the Trona Pinnacles, which is on the southern tip of nearby Death Valley. Some really neat rock formations. See the just beautiful day. It's a little dusty. It's been pretty dry at this time. Just Mike and I did this trip to Trona and back, and then we spent some time with their extended family with Sean and his kids, and a short ride to a coal mine later. The whoops here are caused by the 4x4. It's not too bad, but I went down in that rut. Only crash I had during the day. Wasn't going fast enough and it got sideways in one of those ruts. But other than that, a really uneventful day. We got into a sand wash here and pretty deep sand on the way to Trona.
Cool.
And these are the Trona Pinnacles, which is a mineral deposit area just south of the city of Trona. And these hard formations form these little peaks all over this valley. And there's trails we can ride around, which was really cool. And I had not been down here before. It's just off of the 395 highway on the way up to the Sierra, but it never stopped here before, so this was really cool. I think this ended up being about a 50 to 60 mile trip in a loop that we made, and just had a snack on the trail. A little bit of technical riding here, and then on the way back we got into the Spangler Hills rock formations, which is one of our favorites. You can see the dust here with the side-by-sides and some other bikers. It was really, really bad. So the goal is to get in front of those guys if you can. So we went back on a more northerly route on that map and got into the Spangler foothills. There's a couple interesting places. This one's called the Bar. You can see it there in the picture.
That is so cool.
People in the 4x4s.
You wanted to go through the rocks, huh?
Dude, that is epic.
And had drinks there, but it was pretty busy. This was over just after the Thanksgiving holiday, so it was very busy out in the trails. But we spent some time in this area just south of Ridgecrest, California. You can see why it's fun. It's just up and down through these trails, just unlimited different places you can go, and
so cool.
really beautiful views. That's the Sierra mountain range there. Mount Whitney was visible on this day, probably 100 miles to the north. Some good technical downhill riding. That guy on the right over there was doing some hill climbs. And then this is gold mine area, so there's lots of little mines all over the place that are abandoned, and they're kind of fun to see and check out. And some of them are just in the ground and they're fenced off, so you do have to be careful where you're riding. Like this one. This is one called Goldbug. We later took the kids down to that mine to show them, but these were all producing mines back 100 years ago. This is the camp, and then we went back out with the family. This is Sue on the ATV there with Sean riding behind her, and then we've got the two kids. Shelby's on a bike, and then Jordan was on this purple ATV here. We stopped at a memorial for the Borderline Tavern shooting that was in Thousand Oaks, California, some time ago. There's a memorial there for some desert riders that were killed in that shooting. The girls went down this hill. They had too experienced with some of these types of trails and terrain, but they're improving quickly. This is the Goldbug mine, that cap, and then this fenced-in area were old gold mines that we stopped back to see. I went back to camp there in the valley, and just a great day with the Easton family.